Did you think June was too late to plant vegetables? Get ready for a surprise. It's actually a fantastic time to get a bunch of delicious and healthy crops in the ground. Some of them grow so fast, they'll be ready before you finish reading this list. Okay, maybe not that fast. In this video, we'll show you 10 veggies you can plant in June and guarantee a harvest this season. And trust us, a few of them might really surprise you. June isn't just about the heat and mosquitoes. For gardeners, it's also a fantastic second chance. Even if you miss spring planting, don't worry. Many vegetables are fast growers and absolutely thrive in warm weather and those long summer days. The trick is knowing exactly what to plant so you don't end up with a sad, empty patch instead of a bountiful harvest. Radishes, the speed champion, and more. If you want to see results in just a couple of weeks, plant radishes. Some varieties are ready to harvest just 20-25 days after planting. That's right, just over 3 weeks, and you'll have your very own homegrown, crunchy, vitamin-rich root vegetable on your plate. But that's not all. Radishes aren't afraid of the heat, unlike, say, the common red radishes, which often bolt, go to seed, in June, and start flowering instead of forming tasty roots. These radishes, however, keep growing, especially if you choose summer varieties like white, green, or marjolaine. They're juicy, softer than the winter black radish, and great in salads or simply with salt and oil. Another plus is you can plant them in succession. That means you plant in early June, harvest in early July, and can plant again right away in the same spot, or right next to it. Just remember to water regularly, especially during hot spells. Without water, radishes become tough and bitter, and we definitely don't want that. Quick tip: if you want the roots to be nice and straight and juicy, gently thin the seedlings and mulch the bed. This helps retain moisture and reduces stress on the plants. And the best part is you can even grow them in containers on your balcony. Seriously, a couple of deep containers, some soil, regular watering, and you've got yourself an urban mini garden. Zucchini, the harvest that just won't quit. Seriously, plant even just a couple of zucchini plants in June, and by late July, you'll be scrambling to give them away, because these things grow like crazy. Zucchini love the warmth, so June is basically a tropical vacation for them. The main thing is to pick an early ripening variety and plant it in well-warmed soil. You can start harvesting the first fruit about 40 to 50 days after they sprout. And if you don't wait until they turn into baseball bats for self-defense, you'll get more and tastier zucchini. They don't need complicated care, watering, loosening the soil, and a little feeding. That's pretty much the secret. One plant can give you dozens of zucchini in a season. Plus, the more often you pick the young ones, the more actively the plant produces new fruit. Quick tip: don't forget to leave them some room. The plants get quite sprawling. Or just plant them in a corner where they can spread out however they like, without bothering anyone. Funny story, lots of gardeners joke that you don't even need to plant zucchini. They'll pop up somewhere anyway. But if you actually want a guaranteed harvest, plant them intentionally. And then make space in your freezer. Green beans are simple, quick, and absolutely delicious. Looking for something green, crunchy, and healthy? Green beans, also known as string beans, are a fantastic choice, especially right now. You can plant them directly into the soil from seed. No need for seedlings. The main things are a sunny spot and good watering after planting. Then, almost all you have to do is wait. In just 40 to 50 days, you'll start getting your first pods. And they are a real treasure. Tender, without tough strings, perfect for stir-frying, boiling, baking, or adding to salads. There are two main types, bush beans and pole beans, or vining beans. Bush beans are compact and don't need support. Pole beans will give you a larger harvest, but you'll need to set up a trellis or netting for them to climb. On the plus side, they look beautiful and can save ground space by growing vertically. Here's a useful tip. Plant beans near other plants. They actually help enrich the soil with nitrogen, acting like a natural, real-time fertilizer. They're often planted alongside corn or squash, where they support each other and create a wonderful mini ecosystem right in your garden. Oh, and yes, you can absolutely grow green beans in a large container on a balcony, especially bush varieties. Just remember, regular watering and plenty of sunshine. Growing lettuce is the quickest way to feel like a real gardener. Seriously, you plant the seeds, and in just 2 to 3 weeks, you can start harvesting the first leaves. Or, if you plant different varieties with staggered maturity times, you can enjoy fresh greens all through July and August. Lettuce loves June weather. It's warm, bright, and the days are long, all its favourite conditions. Just remember to water it regularly. Without enough water, it quickly turns bitter and tough. And what we really want is that soft, juicy, green crunch. Choose leaf varieties over head lettuce. They don't form a tight head, which means you can harvest individual leaves as needed, without pulling up the entire plant. And the best part? It grows back. It's like having a living green printer. Snip off what you need, wait a bit, and it grows back for more. You don't need much space to get started. Just a small patch in the garden or even a container on your balcony is enough to have your own mini salad bar. It's perfect for anyone who wants to try gardening but is worried they might not succeed. Pro tip, try planting lettuce in succession, sowing a small batch every 10 days or so. This way, you'll avoid ending up with a huge harvest all at once, followed by a gap with no fresh greens. Beetroot. 2 harvests from one bed. Many people think growing beetroot takes a long time, but if you plant in June, you can still harvest good roots by fall, especially if you choose early maturing varieties. And while the roots are growing, you can snip the young greens, the tops, to add to salads, soups, or cooked dishes. It's healthy, delicious, and nothing goes to waste. Here's the secret. Don't overcrowd your seedlings. Beetroot loves space. If they're too crowded, you'll get small roots and tons of tops, but if you want those sweet, juicy roots, give them plenty of room. Watering is also important, but don't overdo it. Beetroot doesn't like sitting in water. It's better to water frequently, but with less water each time. And speaking of planting, beetroot does great in companion beds. You can plant it happily alongside onions, garlic and lettuce, but keep it away from beans. They aren't good neighbours. So, a little planning and your garden bed will be working like clockwork. Bonus tip, beetroot isn't bothered by June heat. It adapts well to warm weather and can still yield a tasty harvest, even from a late sowing. Radish. Small but mighty. Radishes are a bit like lettuce, but even faster. Some super early varieties are ready in as little as 18 days after sowing. This means you can sow a crop in June and still have time for a couple more plantings before the end of summer. But there's a catch. Unlike spring, radishes don't handle summer heat well, and heat equals bolting. That means they start flowering and going to seed, leaving you with a tough stem instead of a juicy root. To avoid this, plant heat-tolerant summer varieties and choose a spot with partial shade. A great option is planting them under cucumbers or tomatoes. The shade from their leaves keeps the radishes from overheating. Plus, it makes excellent use of space. Regular watering is essential. Miss a couple of days and your radishes will turn bitter and crack. They can be a bit finicky, but incredibly rewarding if you treat them right. Radishes are the perfect vegetable for anyone who loves fast results. Sow them and you'll have something crunchy to enjoy almost right away, especially when you're craving that right now, fresh from the garden snack. Corn. Yes, you can plant it in June. Many people are convinced that corn must only be planted in May, but that's actually a myth. Modern, early maturing varieties grow beautifully even when planted in June. And if you get them in the ground in the first half of the month, you could be enjoying a delicious corn picnic by late August. Corn absolutely loves warmth and sunshine, so the heat of June is actually perfect for it. The main thing is remembering to water regularly and give it a little fertilizer when it starts growing. It particularly loves nitrogen. That helps develop strong stalks and large, impressive ears. Pro tip, plant corn in blocks or groups rather than just a single long row. This significantly helps with pollination, which is crucial for well-filled ears. And if you plant climbing beans nearby, you can create the classic Three sisters, companion planting arrangement. The corn acts as a natural trellis for the beans. The beans fix nitrogen in the soil, and you can plant squash or pumpkins between them to shade the ground and keep it cool. It's true plant synergy. Just be sure to harvest your corn on time. If you wait too long, the kernels can get tough and starchy. Picked at just the right moment, they'll be sweet, milky, and practically melt in your mouth. Oh, and yes, corn can definitely be grown successfully in large containers on a warm, sunny balcony. Perfect for anyone wanting to try their hand at an urban harvest. Carrots, the sweet finale to the season. While many gardeners plant carrots in spring, June is actually a perfectly good time to get them in the ground, especially if you're not rushing for the earliest harvest. Plant them now, and by September or October, you'll have full-sized, juicy, sweet roots ready to pull. For some varieties, the taste is even better when they're harvested later in the year. The key is to choose mid-early or early varieties that will mature before the cold weather sets in. And of course, don't forget regular watering. If carrots don't get enough water, they can grow unevenly and even crack. A little tip: carrots dislike a crusty soil surface, so loosening the soil, or hoeing, is your best friend. Even better, mulch, hay, grass clippings, or even old newspapers spread on top will help retain moisture and keep weeds down. It's warm in June, so carrot seeds will germinate quickly. If you sow them a bit thickly and then thin them out, you can enjoy the young finger carrots in salads while the others grow on. And remember, carrots are not only delicious, but also a great source of vitamins for the winter. So planting them in June isn't late. It's smart gardening. Basil, the flavour of summer. If you've never grown basil, now is the perfect time to start. June is the ideal month for it. It loves warmth, sunshine and light, well-draining soil. Sow seeds now, and in just 30-40 days, you'll be harvesting fresh leaves for pizzas, pasta and salads. Key tip: don't overwater. Basil hates wet feet, soggy roots, but it won't tolerate drought either. Water moderately, and it will reward you with lush, fragrant foliage. There are tons of varieties to choose from classic green and purple types to lemon, cinnamon, and Thai basil. Want to elevate your homemade pizza to restaurant status? Add your own fresh basil. Craving pesto? It's right here, straight from your garden bed or windowsill. Bonus: basil thrives in containers and pots. Grow it on your balcony, windowsill, or even on a table near a window. So, even if you don't have a garden, that's no reason to miss out on fresh basil. Another plus: mosquitoes hate it. That's a double win. Quick tip: pinch or trim the tops regularly. This encourages the plant to become bushier and produce more leaves. Dill, it practically grows itself. Looking for a low-maintenance herb that's also incredibly useful? Look no further than dill. Plant it right now in June, and don't just plant it once. Dill sprouts quickly and grows fast. In just 20 to 25 days, you'll be ready to harvest your first batch. Perfect for soup, potatoes, or adding to salads. For a continuous supply, sow seeds in waves every 10 or 14 days, and you'll enjoy fresh dill right through autumn without a break. It doesn't need a lot of space. It's happy growing in pots and containers. Whether you have a garden, greenhouse, balcony, or just a windowsill, dill is a perfect fit. All it needs is some soil, light, and regular watering. That's it. The most important thing is to remember to water, especially during hot spells. Without enough water, dill can quickly get tough and bolt, go to seed, losing its lovely juiciness. Here's a tip: try planting dill near carrots, beets, or cabbage. It can help deter some common pests. Bonus: it also looks lovely in the garden. And let's be honest, can you really have too much dill? Nope. So go ahead and plant away. Start in June and keep planting. But here's the unexpected part. You can plant most of these vegetables more than once during the summer. That's right, you haven't just missed the boat. you can actually get a second harvest from the same spots. This is especially true for radishes, lettuce, and dill. The key is simple. Sow seeds every couple of weeks. Plus, many of these quick-growing veggies are ideal for balconies or windowsills. So even if you don't have a garden or a dasher, there's no reason to miss out on fresh, homegrown produce. Forget it's too late. June is actually a fantastic second chance for your garden. Hopefully, you now feel confident about what to plant and how to make the most of the season. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more simple and helpful gardening ideas. Hit the like button if you found this useful, and please tell me in the comments below, have you ever planted veggies in June? How did they do?